They told him to stop posting. They told him to hand it over. They told him his life was about to change forever. But the truth was already out. In the quiet hills of Panama, a young TikTok creator stumbled upon a meteorite, one that should have been nothing more than a rock from the heavens. Yet inside it, something was alive. A dark, shifting, pulsing entity that defied explanation. And now, hours after his discovery captivated hundreds of thousands, Kin has received a chilling warning. The entity he holds may not just be alive. It may be connected to an interstellar visitor racing through our solar system right now. 3I Atlas. This is not just a story of a man and a meteorite. It's a story of a secret bigger than governments, bigger than science, and maybe bigger than humanity itself. The beginning. A rock that wasn't just a rock. When Kin first shared the meteorite online, most assumed it was a hoax. A simple stone, perhaps doctored with special effects to gain views. But the footage didn't lie. As he cracked the meteorite open, a viscous black material spilled out, not dripping, not oozing, but moving with intent. It coiled, it stretched, it searched. Viewers described it as alive, in a way that no earthly material should be. Others compared it to self-replicating nanotech, an alien biomaterial, or even the beginnings of an organism. The video spread rapidly across TikTok, then across platforms, igniting a storm of speculation. And that's when things began to change. Kin noticed people following him, strange cars parked near his home, anonymous accounts messaging him to stop before it's too late. But nothing compared to the official warning he would soon receive. The message: stop everything. Late at night, Kin opened his inbox to find a message that felt less like a suggestion and more like a command. The anonymous sender claimed authority, but offered no name, only instructions. Hand over the entity. Provide samples immediately. Surrender the names of scientists who had contacted him. Stop making videos. Report to the United States Embassy for extraction. And then came the most chilling line of all, that his discovery was directly connected to the interstellar body entering our solar system known as 3I Atlas. For a moment, Kin froze. This wasn't just about a rock anymore. It was about something cosmic, something that stretched from a Panamanian hillside all the way to the edges of space. What is 3I Atlas? To most people, the name means nothing, but to astronomers, it is one of the most mysterious objects ever detected. A body that doesn't belong to our solar system, but comes from the stars beyond. Atlas is an interstellar object, like Oumuamua before it, an outsider on a fleeting visit through our neighborhood. But some scientists believe Atlas is more than just a wandering rock. Its movement, its structure, its behavior. They all suggest it could be something different, something deliberate. And if Kin's meteorite is indeed a fragment, a probe, or a seed dispatched by Atlas, then humanity may be facing its first confirmed contact with intelligent matter from another star. The black substance, life or technology. Those who have seen Kin's footage describe the entity as shifting with purpose. It seems to grow, to reach, to learn. Some call it a primitive alien life form, perhaps a microbe-like organism adapted to survive the cold of space. Others whisper that it looks more like programmable matter, a substance designed, engineered, and released by a distant intelligence. What unsettled many viewers was its behavior inside the reinforced safe Kin built. Instead of remaining inert, the substance pressed against the metal walls, spreading tendrils like roots seeking soil. One commenter wrote, "It's not trapped. It's testing the cage. Theories. Seeds from the stars." If this black entity truly belongs to Atlas, then its presence raises staggering possibilities. Scout probes. Some theorists suggest that Atlas may be more than a drifting rock. It could be a carrier, a mothership, sending out smaller fragments, scouts, into planets it passes. Panspermia. Others connect it to the panspermia hypothesis, where interstellar bodies carry biological material across galaxies, seeding new worlds with life. Self-replicating technology. A darker theory proposes it is nanotechnology designed to survive interstellar travel and adapt to whatever environment it lands in. No matter the interpretation, the conclusion is the same. Kin may be guarding something not of this earth. The cover-up begins. After the message, Kin posted fewer updates. His followers noticed the shift. Gone were the light-hearted videos. In their place were tense, shaky clips of the safe, the black matter inside, and his growing unease. Some believe he's under surveillance. Others think he has already been approached in person. The most disturbing theory? That the very act of going silent is proof of a cover-up in motion. Public reaction, fear, and fascination. The internet has erupted with debate. Is Kin telling the truth? Why would authorities care so much if it was just a rock? What does Atlas have to do with it? Millions are watching his account, dissecting every word, every frame, searching for hidden clues. And yet, one thing is clear. The longer the entity remains in Kin's possession, the more dangerous his situation becomes. Some say he should destroy it. Others say he should hand it over. But Kin believes one thing. If he surrenders the entity, it may disappear forever, hidden in a government vault, never to be seen again. And so, for now, the safe remains locked. The entity continues to move, and Atlas draws closer to Earth. But the question everyone is asking is this: is it already too late? Intro recap. Keep audience hooked. The safe remains locked, the entity continues to move, and Atlas draws closer to Earth. For Kin, this is no longer just a TikTok story. It's no longer just about curiosity or clout. It has become a matter of survival, secrecy, and trust. But as he tries to hold on to the truth, forces far greater than him are already circling. Governments, scientists, shadow organizations, and perhaps something even older, even more alien watching from above. The safe. That shouldn't hold every night. Kin checks the reinforced safe where the meteorite's black entity is confined. The metal is thick, the bolts industrial. It was built to withstand tools, force, even fire. Yet the entity doesn't seem deterred. It presses against the seams. It stretches tendrils into microscopic cracks. It vibrates as though sensing the world beyond its prison. Viewers noticed something strange in his latest video. A faint metallic warping sound, like the groaning of stressed steel. Some claim the safe won't hold forever. Others insist the entity is learning, adapting, finding weaknesses. "It's not locked in there with you," one user commented. "You're locked in there with it." The Atlas connection deepens. Why would the anonymous message connect this Panamanian discovery to Atlas? Astronomers tracking Atlas have noted peculiarities. Its trajectory is not purely natural. Slight deviations suggest control or adjustment. Its brightness fluctuates unnaturally, almost like signals. Its composition shows hints of volatile compounds rarely seen in simple comets. Now combine that with Kin's discovery, a meteorite carrying adaptive mobile matter. Suddenly the idea that Atlas is not just a visitor but a messenger doesn't sound so far-fetched. Some experts whisper that the Panama meteorite was no accident, that Atlas may be shedding fragments intentionally, seeding probes ahead of its path, probes like the one in Kin's safe. If true, then Kin's entity is not just alien. It's part of a coordinated mission. Whispers of weaponization. The warning Kin received mentioned a terrifying possibility, that the entity could be weaponized. Imagine matter that can survive the vacuum of space, can adapt to extreme environments, can grow, replicate, and possibly think. In the wrong hands, such a substance would be more than dangerous. It would be unstoppable. Some believe this is why Kin was ordered to stop posting, not because the public couldn't handle the truth, but because rival powers might see his videos and realize the entity's potential. If nations or corporations acquire samples, they might not study it for peace. They might engineer it for war. Social media versus the silence. Kin faces a paradox. His safety may depend on going silent, yet the world only knows the truth because he spoke out. If he stops posting, authorities may move in unnoticed. If he continues, he risks exposing himself further. Already, his videos are disappearing, not all at once, but in waves. Followers have reported posts being taken down for community violations, despite containing no graphic content. Others have found that certain hashtags linked to his story no longer trend. It's as if someone, somewhere, is erasing the trail in real time. But the internet is relentless. Copies of his footage are spreading across platforms, backed up, mirrored, and shared. The harder the truth is buried, the louder people demand answers. Theories of origin, life or machine. Scientists and conspiracy theorists alike are split. Life form theory. The black substance is a form of extraterrestrial biology, perhaps microbial, perhaps more advanced, evolving in real time as it interacts with Earth. Nanotech theory. The substance is engineered matter, an alien technology capable of adapting its structure, learning environments, and replicating. Hybrid theory. The strangest possibility, that it is both. A life form and a technology, indistinguishable from one another, blurring the line between biology and machine. Each theory carries its own chilling implications. If it's alive, then Earth is witnessing its first contact with alien biology. If it's tech, then humanity is staring at evidence of alien engineering billions of years ahead of our own. And if it's both, then perhaps our very definitions of life and machine no longer apply. Atlas, as a harbinger, astronomers tracking Atlas warn that its arrival is imminent. Its speed is staggering, its trajectory slicing directly into the inner solar system. One unsettling hypothesis suggests that Atlas may not be a solitary traveler. Instead, it may be a scout ship, testing planets as it passes, scattering fragments into their atmospheres. Could Panama have been one such drop site? Could Kin's meteorite be evidence that Earth is being surveyed, studied, or even prepared for something larger? As Atlas draws closer, the timing feels too perfect to be coincidence. The human side. Kin's dilemma. Amid the theories and speculation, Kin remains at the center. Not a scientist, not a soldier, not a politician. Just a young creator who filmed the wrong rock at the wrong time. His face in recent videos tells the story. Once wide-eyed with curiosity, now drawn with exhaustion and fear. He speaks less, films more, as though words are dangerous, but images can still slip through the cracks. Some followers beg him to flee. Others urge him to destroy the entity. A few even tell him to embrace it, to let it grow, to become one with it. But Kin knows one thing. He's not just protecting his own life anymore. He may be guarding humanity's first direct contact with an alien intelligence. The unfolding silence. Stranger still, Kin claims his phone has been acting differently. Messages vanishing. Battery draining abnormally fast. Calls ending abruptly. He suspects surveillance, perhaps hacking. One chilling post mentioned drones hovering near his property, lights flickering in the night sky. Skeptics say it's paranoia. Believers say it's the first stage of a containment operation. And then there's the safe. Viewers noted that in the latest clip, the black matter looked different. Bigger, thicker, pulsing. Almost as if it was waiting. Atlas continues its approach. Kin continues to guard the entity. And the world continues to speculate. But with every hour, the pressure mounts. The safe may not hold. The silence may not last. And Atlas may not come alone. If Kin is right and this is only the beginning, then humanity is standing on the edge of something vast, terrifying, and unstoppable. And the question is no longer what the entity is, but what it wants. The safe is groaning. The black substance is growing. And Atlas is coming. Kin no longer knows if he's guarding a discovery or containing a threat. The safe in the dark night after night, the reinforced safe has become the centerpiece of Kin's life. He keeps it in a locked room, with cameras watching every angle, red lights blinking silently as digital eyes record the unknown. But the entity inside is restless. On one recording, faint scratches echoed from the metal walls, like nails against steel. On another, a low vibration shook the floorboards, almost like a hum, rhythmic and alive. One follower enhanced the audio and claimed it wasn't random noise. It was patterned, almost like a pulse. Another insisted the entity was sending signals, broadcasting through resonance, perhaps to something out there in the void, something watching, something listening, and the safe, no matter how reinforced, was never designed to contain something like this. Atlas moves closer. Astronomers continue to track Atlas as it cuts through the solar system. They expected a fading comet. Instead, it grows brighter, more erratic, more unpredictable. Some say its luminosity is pulsing like a beacon. Others claim its path is too precise, adjusting as though guided. A few whisper that Atlas isn't just an object, it's a vessel. And if that's true, then Kin's meteorite may be more than a fragment. It may be a probe, sent deliberately, meant to observe, adapt, and prepare. Could it be that Atlas is sending scouts? That the black organism is just one of many, scattered across Earth and other planets as harbingers of something bigger? If so, then Kin's safe is not just a prison. It's a beacon, a node, a piece of an alien network activating right beneath our feet. The message Kin won't repeat. In his latest update, Kin revealed something that sent his followers into chaos. He said he had been contacted again, not through email, not through text, not even through phone, but through a voice. Late at night, as he sat in the room with the safe, he heard it. Faint at first, then louder. A voice not from outside, but from within. It wasn't speaking Spanish, it wasn't even speaking English. It was a series of sounds, layered tones and vibrations, incomprehensible yet deliberate. Kin described it as a voice inside metal. And though he tried to record it, every device malfunctioned, microphones distorting into static, cameras shutting down. All he could capture was silence. But his face told the story. Pale, trembling, staring into the camera as though he'd just crossed a line humanity was never meant to cross. Speculation explodes online. The internet erupted with theories. Telepathic signal. The entity was attempting to communicate directly with Kin. Control attempt. The sounds were meant to influence him, break down his resistance, and make him open the safe. Activation code. The vibrations were not for Kin at all, but for other fragments, a call to awaken, synchronize, and connect. One chilling comment stood out among thousands. What if Atlas isn't coming for us? What if it's coming for them? Unnatural growth. Kin revealed that despite being locked in steel, the black substance has grown larger. Its volume has increased by nearly half, even though it has no visible source of food, energy, or input. It grows without fuel. It grows without air. It grows without reason. And yet, it grows. On one video, followers noticed something horrifying. For a brief second, as Kin adjusted the camera, the substance seemed to form shapes. Not random branches, not mindless stretching, but something deliberate. Letters, symbols, patterns. A string of shapes across the safe's interior wall that looked eerily similar to constellations. Viewers compared them to star maps. And one set matched. The path of Atlas itself. The embassy demand. The anonymous message told Kin to hand over the samples and head to the U.S. Embassy. But Kin has not complied. Why? He believes handing it over would mean losing it forever. That the world would never see the truth again. That it would vanish into black sites, government vaults, and classified silence. But every day he resists, the danger grows. He risks not only being silenced himself, but unleashing something he can no longer control. His followers are divided. Half scream for him to flee and save himself. Half beg him to reveal everything, even if it costs him. And in the middle stands Kin, a man caught between truth and survival. The silence spreads. Across Panama, strange reports are surfacing. Farmers claim to see lights in the night sky, flickering above fields. Fishermen whisper of magnetic interference, compasses spinning aimlessly near the coast. And in the town near Kin's home, locals swear their electronics have started to glitch, their radios whispering static filled with strange tones. Not everyone connects it to Kin, but those who do believe something bigger is unfolding. That Atlas is not just an object in the sky, but an event already unfolding on the ground. The countdown to arrival Atlas is weeks away, perhaps days. Its approach has become impossible to ignore. And Kin's safe continues to tremble. Some speculate the entity is reacting to the comet's proximity, as though aware of its parent. as though sensing its source. If the entity is part of Atlas, then its awakening is only beginning, and Kin is holding a piece of the future in his hands. Closing. Part 3. Outro. Hook for final part. The safe may not last, the silence may not hold, and Atlas may not pass quietly. For Kin, the line between guardian and victim blurs. Every choice he makes could shape the fate of what comes next. And as the black entity grows, whispers, and waits, one terrifying truth becomes clear. This is no longer a story about Kin. This is a story about us all. Kin's updates have slowed. Where once he posted daily, even hourly, now days pass without word. His followers grow restless, desperate, fearing the worst. When he does appear, he looks thinner, paler, and more frantic. His eyes dart off camera, his voice shakes, and the silence between his words feels louder than his updates. The safe, he whispers in his last post, is changing. It's not holding. The safe breaches. The sound begins one night. A low groan, metal straining, bending. The recordings shake as if the house itself is trembling. Kin's voice yells in the background, a frantic mix of Spanish and English pleading for it to stop. Then, a crack. A screech of tearing steel. For just a second, the camera catches it. Black liquid forcing its way through microscopic seams, spreading like veins across the metal, pulsing, glowing faintly blue, as though alive with energy not of this earth. The safe is no longer a container. It's a cocoon. The black network. Across the town, lights flicker. Radios emit static laced with tones. Phones lose signal. In Kin's home, the black substance spreads from the safe to the floor, creeping like ink, branching, connecting, forming geometric patterns that resemble circuitry, an alien network growing across the ground. Viewers freeze the footage, compare the lines to known star charts. One match stands out, a constellation pointing directly toward Atlas's trajectory. This isn't random, this isn't chaos. This is construction. The entity isn't trying to escape, it's trying to connect. The voice returns. Kin posts one last midnight video. The voice is back. Only this time it's clearer. It doesn't sound human, but it doesn't sound mechanical either. It's layered, harmonic, as though multiple tones are speaking at once. Kin cries, covering his ears, shouting, "No entiendo, no entiendo." I don't understand. But for a brief moment, one phrase cuts through. Not Spanish, not English, but unmistakable. Atlas. Coming. The shadow over Earth astronomers confirm it. Atlas is not behaving like a comet. Its velocity has shifted. Its core is too reflective. Its emissions are irregular, pulsing in controlled intervals. Some call it a cosmic coincidence. Others whisper it's a maneuver. And then, satellite feeds begin to glitch. For several minutes, telescopes fail to capture Atlas's image at all. When the feed returns, Atlas is brighter, closer, larger. And Kin's safe? The black entity has stopped growing, because it no longer needs to. Its parent is almost here. The disappearance. Kin's final post is chaotic. His camera falls sideways, capturing nothing but a tilted view of the room as footsteps pound, objects crash, and Kin screams. "Si abrió, no puedo detenerlo." It opened. I can't stop it. The feed cuts. No one has heard from Kin since. His house is silent, cameras dark. Authorities, when asked, deny any knowledge of his case. His name vanishes from certain databases. To some, he never existed. But his followers know the truth. They saw it unfold live, and they saved the recordings. The arrival days later, Atlas streaks across the sky. Millions watch it, expecting a cometary display, but instead of fading, it pulses. Blue, red, black, colors never seen in natural space phenomena. For some, it is awe. For others, it is dread. And in Panama, locals claim to see something else. Strange figures in the night sky, shadowy silhouettes descending silently, vanishing into forests and oceans. The safe is gone. Kin is gone. But the entity is not. What remains? Theories rage. Kin was silenced, taken by governments, his discovery absorbed into black projects. Kin was claimed. The entity itself consumed him, using him as host. Kin was chosen, selected as the first voice for what Atlas is bringing. But one terrifying possibility overshadows them all. The safe wasn't a prison, it was an incubator. And the entity, now freed, wasn't waiting to escape. It was waiting for arrival. Final outro, hook for viewers. The voice said only 2 words, Atlas coming. And now, it's almost here. So ask yourself, was Kin the first to find one? Or are there others hidden in safes, vaults, and forgotten corners of the earth, waiting for their signal? And when Atlas finally passes overhead, will it move on? Or will it stop? The answer may decide the future of us all.